What's going on, YouTube? Lasagna here, back with episode 25 of Road to 2000. A whole 25 episodes in. Never thought I'd see the day. And let's jump into a 10 plus 5 here. And I'm going to have to take note of my opponent's rating because there's not as many people in the queue for this time control. So I need to make sure I'm not playing like a 1300 or something. We'll probably just abort that game if it's the case. So let's see who we get for an opponent. All right, we get Chessmaster _10. And they are 1639, so we'll give them a match. And let's go e4. You already know we played the Alapin. And we're going to have to do big things today because we've lost at least 3 or 4 games in a row here. I think you can play knight f3 if you want instead of taking back, but I think I'm just going to take back. Okay, this one I think you just take. And you can get into some pretty crazy lines from here. So first things first, I think we need to defend the pawn here. Oftentimes people will go bishop here. Instead he goes there. So I mean, this is just a free pawn. Like I could take, and yeah, we get a queen trade. Just trying to remember if that's actually a viable thing to do. I think I'm just going to develop the knight first. Okay, apparently my opponent knows what's going on in this line. Playing very quickly. So I could take here. I mean, he doesn't have to trade queens though. Let's see, takes, check, takes, and we are up a pawn. So let's go for it. I don't know if it's correct to play like this with the king here, but I'm kind of banking on the fact that maybe I could just run my king over to c2 and try to like develop my queenside quickly and get developed that way. So we are up a pawn in this position. Yeah, so he's trying to get the pawn back right away. I don't think we have to let that happen though. We could go bishop f4 and just try to hold on to the pawn so that if takes, we're still defended here. I don't see too many other moves either, so I'm gonna go bishop f4 here. Takes, and like I said, we are up a pawn and we do have the bishop pair, so although our pawn structure is a little bit off here, got a couple of islands here and the double pawns here. I don't actually think it's too bad. But this isn't something that I've looked at or anything. I'm just kind of playing off of intuition here. So we get knight g to e7. So I could just go like bishop d3. I think he wants to maybe come to one of these squares. There is a check here, but I think he just goes... Well, c5, maybe there's en passant. Maybe this move is good. Hold on. Check, c5, en passant takes. And then he's got 2 isolated pawns here. Or wait, sorry, bishop a3. c5. En passant actually comes with check as well on the king. So I don't think he can do that. So yeah, I am going to play bishop a3 here. Because it's not like he can really step the king here, because I'm going to have discover check this way as well. So my opponent might be in some trouble. My king's kind of just chilling on c2 here. With he's got his pawn hat on, ready for any rain. King b8, so yeah, I think the check here is going to pick up a pawn. Let's see, check. He can't really block with anything. So I guess he just wants to go to a8. Takes. And then he'll probably go like rook f8, trying to win this. But then maybe we could go like rook d1. I don't know. I think this has to be the move. So takes rook here. If we go rook d1 in that position, if he takes the pawn, then we can check. Knight takes. Maybe that's no good. Alternatively, we could just take right away. We could go like here right away. Takes and takes back. That seems pretty good too. Or we could go rook e8 or rook e1. So that take, I could maybe take with the rook. And I just feel like we're gonna have a lot of activity here. Like, yeah, we could have won another pawn, but I don't know. I kind of like this. Let's see, takes. Just trying to make sure these knights can't do anything too pesky. I think we're good though. Down a little bit on the clock, so we'll try to pick up the pace a little bit. Maybe he's going to go rook f8. Rook f8, I think I'll go here. Knight g6. I don't actually love that line. Okay, goes knight g6 immediately. I could go here, here. Don't love that. Here, maybe? Not too sure. I think I'm just going to drop back. If rook f8, maybe we could just go here. But that drops the pawn. So maybe I have to do something like this. And if he goes h5, it loses the knight, so I don't know. I think we're still doing very well in this position. I just need to figure out how to actually kind of push forward in this position, if that makes sense, because everything's very solid here. His pawns, no real weaknesses. Everything's very well defended, so I just have to figure out what I'm actually going to do. I'm kind of wondering if like putting my bishop on g2 and going like this is an idea. Just trying to get the light squared bishop occupying this diagonal. I don't know. Need to find a home for this rook at some point. Yeah, so I kind of have to decide now if I'm going to go for this. Like, I could go here, but then he's just going to go here, and that doesn't look right. I think I will play this move. I did like that idea of trying to attack the king like this, but another day, maybe. Okay. So I can't go here because of this. I guess I could go here. Got to speed up a bit here. I don't love this move, but if he takes, I'm going to take and argue that I'm fixing my pawns. Because this one's defended at the moment. I was kind of worried that like takes, he'd have check, but no, this is defended. Maybe I want to play something like this. Which attacks the rook and the knight. I guess he is just attacking this pawn. Takes, takes, takes. Yeah, and I guess he's getting his pawn back. Kind of overlooked that. Okay, let's take back. Let's go here, I guess. Here, if he goes here, I think I could, yeah, I think I'm good there. I can just bring my bishop up, maybe, to defend this one. Maybe I could try to come after this pawn if he ever moves the knight or something. I don't know. Yeah, we've definitely lost our advantage. With losing this pawn, but wait, what? Takes? All right, thanks for the donation from Chessmaster. I'll be, Venmoing him his payment for the paid acting services, but we'll take it. Needed something to break the loss streak, so let's take a look at the game review. Okay, so in that game I played with a 84.9, Chessmaster played with a 79, and we get the Alpin here. I think knight f3 is a move here, but I don't know. I think I usually take back, and there's some crazy lines here after bishop g4. Like, I think the move is knight c3 attacking the queen, and a lot of people will take here, counter attacking your queen, and after takes, check, here, takes, and something like bishop g4. It just gets wild here because, his king's in the center, queens are off the board, and this can just get very wild because, like, white tries to save the knight and checkmate the king because there's some lack of development here. So anyways, maybe we'll see that line some other day, but it's actually a lot of fun to play. It gets very, very sharp. This e5 move I'm less familiar with. I guess we're following book here. I'm not supposed to take, but it's not the worst either. Bishop f4 actually, or bishop f5, yeah, bishop f4 not correct here. I was supposed to go king c2 immediately and just give back the pawn, I guess. Okay, it says this is no good due to bishop h3. How is this just +3? I guess the king is just stuck because he can't castle queenside because of the bishop, and I'm gonna like pin his knight here and play c4. That's crazy. What if he just takes bishop g2, knight h4, takes this? That's crazy. That this is +3. Wow, that's fun. I'll have to keep that in mind next time. But we go bishop f5. Yeah, bishop f4, just protecting the pawn in the event of the trade here. And yeah, I guess we're also just +2.5 in this position as well. I'm happy that I found this move bishop h3, which just with the two bishops working along the diagonals that the king needs was very, very strong. Okay, rook e1. Yeah, I kind of figured this was wrong. He takes f7 here, and engine says bishop to e6. Yeah, this is, I saw this and I didn't see the big deal though. Like, what if he just does nothing here? Rook, rook 81. It's insane to me that this is +5, but yeah, I guess black's just kind of paralyzed with all the control everywhere. It's interesting. But I instead decided to just do this so that I have my rook on the open file here. We get knight g6. I was kind of expecting rook f8 here with the putting pressure down the f file. We get knight g6 and I back the bishop up. And yeah, he played pretty well in the middle game here to get his pawn back. And yeah, then he just hung his knight in one move. It's actually just even in this position, so I kind of squandered my advantage a little bit here. Engine just says in this position I'm +2 if I just go rook d1. What if he just trades and takes? And engine's saying this is just +2. I mean, I guess I still have my extra pawn in this position, and my pieces are very active, so... Okay, interesting. Yeah, lots of instructive concepts in this analysis. But yeah, my opponent just blunders the knight in one move, so that works too. So GG's to Chessmaster. Let's try to squeeze one more in. I know that these episodes can get kind of long. Maybe we'll play just without increment for the second game, for the sake of time. So I'll have to make sure to giddy up against RSP from India. And we broke the loss streak, folks. We did it. And we're facing the Caro-Kann, which I think this might be the first time we're facing the Caro-Kann. And I like to play the fantasy variation. These games can get pretty wild pretty quickly. Unless they go e6. Now it's probably just going to be boring. But, yeah, e5 is the move there. But now he's just going to have this kind of passive bishop. And it's kind of like a French now, almost. But, not really, actually. Okay, so he's attacking the pawn. I know in the fantasy you don't really have to defend this pawn. But given the slow nature that my opponent's showing here, I think I will decide to just defend the pawn. Okay, I'm gonna go c3, I think, here. And now it's kind of turning into like an Alapin, where I think we might be up a tempo, because he played c6 and then here. Let's just go knight c3, I guess. Don't see a problem with that. Again, gotta make sure I'm keeping up on the clock without increment here. And yeah, in the Alapin, obviously you usually have an f pawn, so got to be a little careful. Just go bishop e3 here, defend the pawn. And I bet he wishes he had this move, but he doesn't. Well, let's castle here. I think I might play a3 just to provoke this. Or he'll just play it by himself. And I'm already kind of noticing there might be a lot of danger here right away for my opponent. Yeah, I have to calculate the Greek gift here. So check. If he takes, knight g4, or knight g5. Goes back. Queen h5. If he takes the bishop there, he's check here. Check takes, check here, here. Takes. I guess there's this check. Here. Check. Here. And I think this is mate because I have the semi-open F file here. So if you didn't follow that, then no worries. We might see it here. I mean, I guess he could go here. Then we might have queen g4. No, we get this one. So if he takes, I think he's getting checkmated. What else does he have, though? Nothing, I guess, because he just sacked his queen. So, yeah, this might be a quick one. My opponent just falling victim to the Greek gift sacrifice there. That was a nice one. And okay, but check, and then the rook's hanging. And I'm guessing we're gonna get a resignation. Check, and then I think I can take this one. Or is there any checkmates? I don't see it, I'll just take this. Could get fancy and go here, try to checkmate him. Okay, he just resigns. So GG's to RSP and a 2 victory day for Lasagna the Beautiful. Would you look at that? Let's take a look at the analysis. So there you go, folks. If that doesn't sell the fantasy variation of the Caro-Kann, I don't know what will. So E5 is really the only playable move in this position. And I like to go knight f3, and there's a lot of cool lines in this. This pawn is actually no good to take usually. I mean, this is a viable line for black, but it's very tactical. You often get these like knight g4 or knight g5 kind of ideas combining here, kind of like just tons of pressure on f7 right away. So it's a really fun line to combat the Caro-Kann. But we get this instead, and Engine says e5 is best. I just decided to play bishop d3 to defend the pawn. And after c5 and c3, now it's kind of giving some Alpin vibes where, you know, in the Sicilian they push c5 and you kind of make this little chain. But I think we're very happy in this version of it because we're just up time because black wasted time playing c6 and then c5. And usually e6 isn't included here. So yeah, we're just very happy in this position. And after short castles and takes, and yeah, rook e8 is actually just a decisive mistake here due to the move e5. And black really wishes he had this rook on the f-file because there's going to be tons of pressure here after the Greek gift sacrifice. Yeah, so bishop takes h7 is best. And for those of you that are curious, like when does this work, when does this not? Some of the ingredients that you need to look for the Greek gift to work, which is this sacrifice followed with the knight and the queen move. Usually when this bishop is blocked out, it's an indication that it might be possible because if you imagine this bishop could come to f5, then it would defend some of the threats on h7 here. So that's kind of what clued me into this idea working, as well as the fact that I have the semi-open f-file and all of black's pieces are kind of stuck on the queen side over here. So we go bishop takes h7 and then knight g5. And I thought maybe his best shot was to go here, and I was going to go maybe here, which loses the game apparently, to knight takes e3. Oh yeah, because there's no discoveries here because my queen's under attack. I trust that I would have seen that and not just played this right away though. I guess in this position, queen d3 check is nasty, cutting off the king's escape. And yeah, he's just getting cooked here. But instead my opponent just drops the king back, and now we have this with the two attacks here, and yeah, big trouble for black. So he sacks the queen and then hangs everything and resigns the game. So that was a nice couple of games there. I enjoyed that, and we're back up to 1650. Stop the bleeding. I'm happy with today. So on that note, if you liked the video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.